Warning, this content is for entertainment and educational purposes only. What's up, everybody?
Good morning.
It is Football Sunday. I don't like doing the live stream when football is going to be on.
Oh yeah, the Commanders play. They have the early game today, right?
They always play one most of the time. That's just the East Coast teams typically play at one. And Jaden Daniels today, so he's hurt.
What's his injury? I'm not aware.
They kept it very quiet. He got rolled up on at the very end of that Green Bay game, and it didn't look good, but he stayed in the game. But they just said a knee injury. They're being very cryptic about it. He practiced on at the end of the week, but rumors I heard was a PCL sprain.
Well, that should be a pretty easy or quick recovery.
Yeah, PCL is, if from what I recall, is the least important of the ligaments. In your knee. It's not a critical one, but yeah, I mean, when you're a running quarterback, PCL or knee injuries are not great.
No.
And he's just getting smashed a lot. Their offensive line was just fucking terrible. They had I don't know whose genius idea was to put a rookie right tackle on Michael Parsons, or as Jerry Jones calls him, Michael Parsons.
Yeah.
During the game, but it was not pretty. The guy just got destroyed, and Michael Parsons ate Jaden Daniels' lunch, took his lunch money, and just tore him up the whole game. It was pretty bad.
Yeah. Who are you guys playing today?
The Raiders. So we got that going for us.
Right. That's right. Cowboys are playing the Bears, so we might win one.
The Bears have not looked good
for a long time. My assistant is from Chicago, and she and I, talk a lot about football. And, being a Bears fan is maybe even more long-suffering than being a Cowboys fan. Potentially.
I think I might go down and see. Well, the plan is to go down and see potentially go down and see the Cowboys play the Commanders. I wanted to go to Jerry World, but yeah, I might go down for that game.
That would be amazing. I would go for that game just to see a game at AT&T Field. I think would be awesome.
Yeah,
that's the plan right now is to go down for that. So hashing that out. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I was down there when I was 18. It was their last season of the Cowboys' old stadium. So they were just building the new one. I didn't get to see the new one, but I've heard it's jaw dropping.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a beautiful place.
Yeah.
To catch a workout down there somewhere, either destination Dallas or drive over to Arlington.
Are you going? No, would you be going just for the game and to get a workout in, or is there another show or something you're going for?
Just go down for the game.
That's a good reason to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to start traveling and seeing some of the games. I thought about going to the Green Bay game because I would love to go to Green Bay at some point, but I'm glad I didn't go to that. That would have been a very depressing trip to Green Bay.
Yeah, not a good one.
Yeah, I've been to quite a few stadiums. There's some pretty good ones around there. I've been down near you, Amy, for Denver, and that's a pretty cool stadium too.
Yes. Plus Invesco Field. It's pretty cool.
You check out a concert at the Red Rocks Amphitheater. That's quite a cool place to go as well.
Oh yeah, Red Rocks is really cool.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of places I've seen games. I've been to Tampa, I've been to New York, I've been to Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Philly a couple times. I've talked about that experience. That's a unique place to go see games. I think that's it. I'm trying to
They're a
think.
unique
Anywhere.
breed there in Philadelphia. You don't want to wear your opposing gear.
Oh, Miami. Yeah, I went to a game in Miami one time. I think it was at the old stadium though. Yeah, but I've been to a few. I'd like to. My dream would be to go to all 16 games one year. Just do that. Just.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be so cool, especially if they played an international game. That would be really cool. I'd love the international games.
They play in Madrid this year. They have a game there.
Oh, really? Because they usually do what? England, right? Usually do England.
England, Mexico City. They did the one in Brazil, the opening night game, right? That was the Kansas City, right? Yep.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Kansas City too. That's a pretty good one. It's funny because when I went to Dallas, they just heckle the hell out of you there. But then you go to Kansas, and that was the year that Tom Brady lost like 40 points to like 7 points against Kansas on a Monday night. And everybody in Kansas, they felt bad for us. They saw me wearing my Patriots jersey. They're like, "Oh, do you want some barbecue? You want to come hang out with us?" It's like the total opposite of fans in Dallas and Kansas. It's pretty cool to see.
Oh, I've been to a game in New England. That's another place I've been. Yep. I've been up there. Yeah. Phil, you wouldn't get that warm welcome in Philadelphia.
No.
People throwing beers at me and hot dogs and stuff.
Yeah. Well, they used to say Oakland Raiders when they were back in Oakland. That was one heck of a place to go to if you want to get heckled.
Yeah, it's not like that in Las Vegas now. Oh, thanks, man. I'm glad you like the shirt.
Appreciates the shirt.
I'm a collector of metal band shirts. I have a collection of shirts from different bands. Zach Wild's my man. I didn't really pay attention to the San Antonio Pro yesterday. I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
It was was that the first show on the new point system?
No, why would they start this point system 3 weeks out from the Olympia? It's so fucking stupid.
Well, because it's all qualifying for next year's Olympia. These are
gotcha.
this year's Olympia qualification is closed, so everything now is for next year's Olympia.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so I misunderstood that. My apologies.
Yeah. Well, next year, I think the Olympia might be moved up next year. I think they might be going back to September because the cutoff for Olympia qualification in 2026 is in August instead of September next year. So I think maybe they're moving up the date or moving it back to where it kind of used to be.
I did see that Missy Trescott won again. I did see that.
Oh, so good. I love her crossover. This was such a good move for her to go into figure.
I mean, she looks perfect for figure.
She does. She just has such the perfect shape for it. Like the very tiny waist, and she's got just beautiful lean legs. Like she just looks so good. Yeah, she looked great yesterday.
I love her attitude too. She just always seems to be so I mean, the way she bounced back from that knee injury is just fucking crazy. Nothing seems to get her down. She just seems to just get after it, makes no excuses.
Yeah. Always has a good attitude.
Just looks so good.
Yeah, so proportionate too. I mean, it's hard to find something missing on this girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love her attitude. She just is just such a positive. I know she listens to us sometimes. I know she comments. She sent some comments and stuff.
She documented her recovery and then her prep for last year's Olympia pretty extensively on her YouTube channel. And man, did she dig hard for that. Like it was pretty tough. Like she was very raw and open about how, I mean, you know this, Paul, like how depressing it is to be an injured athlete. And, especially for her in fitness, like feeling like perhaps you would never be able to come back from that. I mean, and then to come back and win, just amazing.
Yeah.
Such an amazing year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been Man, especially as you get older, like I've had a bunch of surgeries. This one's been my toughest one because I've never had an upper body injury before.
Mhm.
Like when I had my ACL tear, it's like, I don't have to train legs, legs are the least favorite thing to train anyway, so it was like, whatever. I still hit upper body really hard, but man, it's been tough not being able to fucking do basically anything.
Yeah.
Um, upper body for the last 5 months. It's been really
Us
hard.
When I tore my rotator cuff, I loved it. I just did glutes every single day. It was fantastic.
I uh I just like, yeah, I don't know, for whatever reason this one's really hit me hard. I've been like having a hard time following a diet for the first time in years. I just haven't been that motivated. I've been redirecting my energy and throwing it into contest preps. So the clients have been doing well this year. Both of my guys won yesterday.
Oh, awesome.
Um,
Congratulations.
yep, my master's guy won the over 50s, I think, and the over 40s yesterday.
Wow.
Um, at the San Antonio Pro Am, and then my guy Kevin won the heavyweights at the show he did down in Florida.
Nice.
Yep. So
Well, I'm sure coming back from an injury is tough, too, because especially in this sport, we're so used to being like 100% one way or nothing at all. There's really it's really hard to wrap your mind around in the sport of bodybuilding, just going like nice and easy, working your way back from an injury and being okay with that mentally, taking these baby steps, because I know you're like that. I think all three of us are 100% or nothing kind of people, you know what I mean? So being patient's just probably none of our specialties, you know?
it's pretty hard to get psyched up about doing rotator cuff exercises with the green TheraBand.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll be honest. Yeah, I mean, so like what my approach was, I did unilateral training for that for that time period. So I think that helped some. And then here in the last couple weeks, I've gone back to bilateral movements where I just have reintroduced the movement patterns that I was using before, but going really, 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 really light. Like I'm talking about like 25-pound shoulder presses and shit.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what I used to shoulder press. I
Um,
could spot you for one time.
yeah. So it's just, and I'm that is I'm actually starting to get a little more excited about, because then I'm going to slowly start ramping things up. But my doctor is just absolutely adamant that he doesn't want me to start really going back to full activity until the 6-month mark.
Yeah. Well, it sounds smart. Play it all out. Get the
Yep.
therapy.
Yeah. I definitely don't want to re-injure it.
No, it'll be over before you think it. We get this with our own clients, right? We've all had an injury to a client, and you can see it in their face. It's tough to keep them patient. But it's always the smart decision. You can't speed these things up. You can only move backwards if you push yourself too hard. So as much as it sucks, Paul, you're doing the right. You're doing as much as can be done.
Yeah, Nick, I started as a personal trainer. I got my first job as a personal trainer in 1993. So, yeah, I am at 32 years of training people, off and on. I took a sabbatical from the gym in my 30s. I took about a 9-year sabbatical and then got back into it.
I was 4 years old when you started. Make you feel old?
Oh, man, I feel old. Oh, I forget that you're a baby, Dave.
Yeah, 30. It'll be 36 at the end of October.
Oh, but your show is you're 3 weeks out from your first show?
What do I got? I got this week, peak week, and that's it. So you had two
Oh,
weeks.
2 weeks. That's right, because you're the week before the Olympia, and the Olympia is 3 weeks.
Yeah,
Oh my
the
gosh,
4th.
how is the Olympia 3 weeks out?
I know. Right around the
Jeez.
corner.
Oh, it's going to be an awesome Olympia this year. Like,
I know.
Hottie got here, so we know Hottie's in it. So it's going to be all the big boys are coming to play this year. It's going to be good.
Yeah, it always seems like there's some drama about him getting over, and then he always ends up getting over. So I'm honestly surprised with all the crap we've had going on with Iran that he was able to get over.
Well, I think it's because he can technically be like, they call him an employee of Evagen. So because of his like employment status, he can get in, and he has a history of getting in. So that helps.
Yeah, I think
Like
that
your
travel
previous history.
history plays into his favor quite a
Yeah, I
bit.
wonder how the new visa rules would affect that, because it's supposedly $100,000 to get a
It
work
doesn't
visa
apply to
now.
existing visa holders. At
Okay.
least that's what I've heard. Like I could be wrong on that. I just heard that if you have an existing visa, that it doesn't apply.
Okay. Yeah, curious.
Now, I could be wrong, but I think part of the issue that Beirut is having is he doesn't have as much of travel history, but he's also, I believe, ex-military too. So
He's
I don't know
ex-military.
yeah. So
Oh, that for sure hinders it. Yes.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Yeah, that for sure makes it harder.
Yeah. It's too bad because he's one of my favorite physiques out there, and he just never gets the opportunity to step on the Olympia stage. I mean, I really think
Who's that?
True top 10.
Beirut.
Oh yeah.
Beirut Tabani. I mean, everybody, when we all look at these shows, we all say, oh, that person's top 10. Well, there's like 30 top 10 guys out there. There's, they're all top 10 in one way or another, but Beirut, I believe, is truly like a top 8 guy. And it's just sad to see year after year, he does everything to qualify, never gets over here to just show his talents, Must be very frustrating.
Where do you guys think Urs is going to land in the lineup?
Ooh.
Top 10, probably.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say maybe just right outside, but yeah, probably that 11 to 11, 12 range is what I was thinking.
Yeah, what a crazy physique.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
The little walking pad in the back looks like grass. It's green.
Didn't see the heater back there.
Yeah.
You look so different, fresh shaved.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a really great. He kind of looks like Nasser.
Yeah, he does.
He's got a great
so
physique.
Tough to say though how he'd look against guys like Nick and Derek, Samson.
Yeah, you never know what guys are going to look like until they stand up against other people. The guy I'm really curious to see, or would be curious to see how he would stack up. I don't think he would qualify, would be Joe. I don't think
Joe Palacio?
Yeah.
He was close. I mean, he was close to qualifying this year. Yeah, I mean, he was just landed in some really epic lineups, but he was pretty close. He's young enough that I think he will do really well. I wish he actually doesn't have a passport. I learned that from listening to him on a podcast. That's why he couldn't compete internationally. So that's why he ended his season when he did, because he does not have a passport. So he was not able to go to any of the international shows to try and continue like pushing to try and get the qualification for this year. So yeah, I think he could probably hold his own in the top 10-ish, kind of that same thing, like that somewhere between like 12th and 7th range, potentially.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how Martin's looking. He hasn't posted a lot of updates and it's been a while since we've seen him. So I'm interested to see how he looks this year.
Yeah, I heard he got a lot bigger.
Yeah, and I think some of the troubles he had late on last year was he's just competing a lot, and he kind of looked a little watery more and more. His peaks weren't as profound, it seemed like, and curious to see where he's going to go, because I kind of envision him sliding back a little bit, but that's just me.
From 4th, I think so too. Like I mean, it's tough. Nick changes everything. Having Nick in this year, I think changes a lot, but I don't see him being. I agree. And it's so tough to say that because we just haven't seen him enough to we've seen the other guys so much more recently. So I feel like I also would put him definitely lower than 4th. I don't think he'd be in 4th with Nick in the lineup. I didn't think he's going to be pushed back.
I didn't think it was possible, but Nick Walker's gotten bigger.
Oh, for sure he has. I mean, look at that. He looks insane. And the veins in his calves, though, are just, they are distracting.
I
And
could
his shape
overlook it.
keeps improving constantly, I feel. His
mean,
waist
his
shape
upper-
gets better. Everything's getting better.
I mean, when your shoulders and your chest and your arms get that big, it doesn't, your waist is going to look smaller. You know, the best way to overcome a blocky waist is just to get a really fucking big upper body.
Yeah.
You know, it's the lesson for young bodybuilders. You know, if it were only that easy, right?
Right? Just get huge. just get Nick Walker big. Oh, no, he's a giant. I mean, he is living up to the mutant title this year for sure.
I remember when
big.
Dante Trudell trained me. It was funny. He would say all the time, like, he's like, you got small arms, just get bigger. You got a big waist, just get bigger. Getting bigger fixes all bodybuilding problems. If you get big enough, you can overcome most bodybuilding problems.
Yeah, that's true.
Not everybody has classic physique lines.
Oh, Classic is going to be good this year too. Without having Chris, like getting a new champion this year, I think definitely seems most likely that's going to be Mike, but there's some competition there for sure.
Somebody shared some pictures of Mike with me recently. And holy shit, man. Dude looks ridiculous, man. I think it's his to lose would be my guess.
Yeah. Well, coming in second last year, and he looks pretty insane. Like it's
hard to believe he carries that much muscle on that and still makes weight. Like I just like it's just bewildering to me that he can be that fucking big and make weight for Classic. I just like it's crazy.
Yeah, and I'm curious of his weight cap. I think it's just around 200, give or take a couple pounds. A lot of muscle to fit on that frame.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is recent. I mean, he just has a crazy physique.
Gosh. Yeah. He is though. You're right, Dave. He's like one of those guys you think must have hollow bones.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just such dense muscle too.
Yeah.
Huge chest, huge shoulders.
Yeah, I heard Stefan Kinzel's interview on, it was Think Big Bodybuilding. Scott had him on. It was really good. If you guys haven't checked that out. He talks about being an autist and just his, it was really interesting him talking about how he likes to have everything organized and data points on stuff. And I think sometimes people can get too carried away with some of that stuff and overcomplicate shit, but he seems to have walked the line with common sense and attention to detail. Yeah, I mean,
he's got a lot of guys competing. I think they said he has something like 17 Olympians between. He has quite a few physique and classic guys.
Well, I mean, his results speak for themselves.
Yeah. I don't know how he does it because he's got men and women too, which is also pretty amazing. Like he coaches a wellness competitor that is, why am I having the prep brain is hitting me today, apparently. She's one of we were just talking about him. Who were we literally just talking about? Who we don't think is going to make the top. Martin. Oh, no. He's Martin's. Martin. Yeah, Martin's girlfriend. Martin's girlfriend is a wellness competitor who I follow, and she's so tiny. She's like 4'11", but she's incredible, and she's coached by him too. So like he gets everybody in shape, it seems.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how he works out with Brett. Because I know Brett's kind of an interesting person to try to coach with fast metabolism and you're just constantly evolving and getting bigger. I know that's
Has he
been a
posted
struggle.
any updates recently? Because he qualified for the Olympia so early on in the year that like he hasn't been posting anything either. So
I think there's some
could be a
video.
sleeper.
I think there's some video on.
It was this. Oh, Brett
Wilkins. Yeah.
I forgot about him. I always forget about him.
Well, because he qualified like forever ago. So I don't think he competed since like the beginning of the year.
The Detroit, right?
No, it's the Legion.
Was it the Legion? Okay.
Legion.
Yeah, I think he beat Bruno Santos early on last year.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big dude. There's a lot of muscle on that frame.
Mm-hmm.
Do I even follow him? I don't follow him. See, because he doesn't seem to post a whole lot.
Oh, there's
right there, middle left. Yeah. Yep.
This one?
No, left all the way of his posing. That I think is pretty frequent. I mean, it's 4 weeks out.
And his chest. He's got a crazy chest.
big lats.
Yeah.
Gosh, he's also got a little waist.
Yeah, he always brings good polish to his peaks too. Like he always.
I like that he posts in the shitty light too. Like if you look good in the shitty light, you're gonna look even better on the stage.
Yeah,
I mean he looks great. I kind of wish I was going to the Olympia this year, but then there's part of me is like, last year was enough for me.
I wish I could go. I wish I was going. Just the timing is just a little bit awkward with where I'm at in prep, and I don't want to mess things up. So I'm gonna skip it.
Yeah, I mean, I've got something going on every weekend in October. It's going to be.
What are you going to California for?
Family stuff.
Just like a fun trip.
Yeah. Marissa's family is out there, so we're just going out, see some family, and do the LA thing.
Nice. That'll be nice. It's fun to travel for fun.
Yeah, I don't do it very often. Most of the time I travel, it's not for fun.
For shows.
I mean, it's cool getting to go to shows, but when you're working, it's a different dynamic.
Yeah, totally.
We'll get you to relax at our house when you come down at the end of the month. It'll cause a little trouble.
All right, we want to grab some questions.
I have tons. There have been a lot of questions today. I have a whole bunch.
Oh boy.
Oh, yes. Dave, were you going to say something before I start the questions?
Nope. You go right ahead.
Okay. The first one is from Quentin Tate. Hey, Amy, quick question. What resources do you recommend to learn more about gut health, and if there's any content you've posted about it? I have not posted anything really specific about it. The places I go to for good gut content are more back to like my actual training as a nutritional therapy practitioner. I think there's a lot of it. I mean, I think most of the bigger bodybuilding podcasts now talk a lot about gut health, and it's just been something that's way more like in the industry now because it is talked about so much more. Oh, bless you, Paul.
Hopefully I muted that. I didn't want to blast everybody's eardrums.
No, you did. You muted it.
Do you follow Dr. Berg at all, Amy?
On YouTube?
I don't think so.
I love his stuff. He posts a lot on nutrition, and he has and gut health, a lot of gut health stuff, and he has some fantastic, and he does a really good job of breaking it down. Some of his like diet, I think he's a keto diet guy, so I have mixed feelings about that, but he has some really, really good stuff on gut health and microbiome, and I sent him Dave's way a while back. I think he has great. He has some really great content, and it's very simple and easy to. He takes complex things I like people that do that, take complex concepts and make them easy to understand. He's a very good educator, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, and Brett, you got me hooked into him, and yeah, like you say, he explains things where you can kind of look at big picture, and then it's up to you if you want to kind of dive deeper into certain topics. But yeah, he's really good, Dr. Berg. Yeah,
Yeah, Dr. Eric Berg, if you want to follow him on YouTube, he's
Oh,
excellent.
yeah, I know who that is. Yeah, I do know who he is. I just looked him up.
I'm pretty sure he's a chiropractor, but still, I mean,
Yeah.
he his stuff seems to be based in science. So, you know, I would, take everything with a grain of salt, but I enjoy his content when it comes to gut health stuff.
One thing that comes to mind, though, is, with different clients discussing kind of gut issues, a lot of times I've had the biggest trouble I have is actually just kind of finding the problem that they're having. And sometimes it's just communication. Like some people might say, like, I have this problem, or my stomach hurts, or I've been running to the bathroom constantly. But sometimes what they're explaining to you doesn't really add up to what's the problem. So sometimes I seem to have difficulty with people trying to like really track down their symptoms and then correlate them to the gut issue. So
I like that. Josh Perry says Berg is my favorite quack. Yeah, some of his stuff's a little out there, but I think some of the stuff is pretty good.
Yeah, and I agree with you, Dave. I mean, I think that to me is the biggest issue. Like everybody has these like complicated like gut protocols now, and they want to run like these massive gut protocols and fix everything. And like what I think, Marissa made a great point that the mapping of the human biome project is generating a ton of science, but also a lot of scams. It absolutely is, because it's not a static thing either. I dealt with some, definite, kind of gut and SIBO related issues this year. And it was even hard for me to kind of pull back and be like, look, I don't need to overtreat this. I need to do the appropriate things, let them run their course, and then actually focus on just making sure that my gut is healthy rather than just constantly like seeking the correction to some point. And I think that's, Dave, what you see, like, you have to really kind of pinpoint what's going on, but it's going to also be evolving, because we're not a static being. So it's right now, I think there's a lot of buzz around gut health, but it isn't necessarily something that everybody needs to be so obsessed with.
Yeah, I don't get hyper focused on it. I find that most of people's digestion problems have more to do with food choices than anything.
Sure.
Stress can play a role in it, but a lot of times, like I find, just people are just eating shit foods. Or they're eating foods that they associate with being healthy that are, like just simply following a low FODMAP diet. A lot of times, if you have digestion issues, can fix a lot of things. Like dudes pounding the fuck out of protein powder and broccoli, and they wonder why they have upset stomach, and drinking raw egg whites, and just simple things like that can easily be remediated. It's just poor food choices a lot of times.
Yeah. I think I see that a lot, and maybe perhaps more with lifestyle clients, that people get so focused on like feeling no symptoms of anything that they've restricted their diet to the extent that they're only eating a couple of things. And then anytime they deviate, then they have these massive flare ups. And it's like, well, yeah, because you have such a you've limited your own gut bacteria. So I think the over restriction of food is also not good, like avoiding, never eating onions, or just because it might be this, can actually end up working against people. And, that's why eating a very more balanced diet is good, not like actually rotating through things, even things like grains, like rotating your sources of carbs, rotating your sources of protein, so that you're not just constantly eating just this because this doesn't bother you. Well, if you ate more of other things, they probably wouldn't bother you either. You got to mix it up a little.
You mean the 3 food diet that most bodybuilders follow: broccoli, rice, and chicken?
Right. Yeah.
Good problem.
Well, that's the other part, not over consuming the things, like you say, that do work with you. So you kind of burn them out. Like
I can almost
weights with people, they eat them too much and then they develop an intolerance to it.
most of my clients, when they come to me and they're having gut issues, I can usually isolate it down to just a couple foods that are the major offenders.
Mhm.
The broccoli is a big one that people associate with being healthy. So many people have issues with broccoli. Egg whites are another one that guys overdo and end up, it's the albumin that ends up causing a lot of problems with people when they overdo egg whites, shitty protein powders,
Well, when
Yeah,
you and
sourcing is big.
when you and I,
sugar
Paul,
alcohols.
we pulled some stuff out of my diet, and then I started putting like egg whites back in a little bit, and I had no issue with it, or onion. But when I was using a lot of garlic powder, of all
Yep.
things, that
Mhm.
gave me
Garlic
some,
and onion powder are both terrible.
yeah. Now, do
They
you guys
really
set
can.
up digestion as part of like your dialogue with your check-ins with people? I mean, that's something I ask them to hit on every week. Is it could be as simple as I'm fine, everything's working great.
I'm terrible about it.
I do, but it's fundamental to what I do as a nutritional therapist. Like, I mean, digestion
Yeah.
is the main reason that people come to me. So yes, like it's
Oh,
fundamental in everything I do with people.
Yeah,
yeah. Tanya is exactly right. Brown rice. A
yeah,
lot of people overdo the high fiber foods.
Mhm. Well, even just
I
rice, if you're not chewing it, like I know a lot of bodybuilders, especially, are like swallowing their rice basically whole, and that can
yeah.
be
Emulsify your
challenging
food.
on digestion.
That's why I do cream of rice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that does help. Like, yeah.
Baby food. All right, what do we got up? Next question.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, we have so many questions. Okay. Back to the top. Here we go. From Jacoby Dials. Do you guys have any experience with Tesnoester? I just started it last week and I love it. Blows Superdrol out of the water for me as a pre-workout, but I've heard it aromatizes quicker and guys will take AIs with it to counteract it. Does that even make sense?
The only people I know that use it are power lifters, strength athletes. If you need a kick in the pants before a workout, I mean, it would, it hits quickly. I don't know what aromatization is unpredictable from person to person. It really just depends on the person, but I mean, I would imagine at how quick it hits. It always seems like the faster esters have more issues with aromatization. Just anecdote. I don't have any science on that, but that's just been my anecdote. So yeah, I would assume that you're probably going to have aromatization issues. If you want something that's going to just blast your workout, I mean, the old school Anadrol approach
Yeah,
is what most bodybuilders do. I mean, if you just want straight CNS drive for your workout. But yeah, I mean, it was powerlifters and strongman Tesno ester in an A bomb pre workout. That's what the dudes would do before meets.
yeah. I've used Tesnoester, and I've really just got nothing other than just a solid pump from it. Yeah, I don't think I've was worth the pip and worth the extra exposure, to be honest, because those are just milligrams that are adding up to. To be honest, I'd rather take
Yeah,
Anavar or an Anadrol if I really need to, get a
I don't know
bump.
that it can. I think it depends on your specific sport. I don't know that it contributes a whole lot to bodybuilding.
Hmm.
If you're a strength athlete, I could see potentially using it in certain applications, but I always look at things like this, like, what am I trying to accomplish with this thing? And if I'm risking more side effects, it better provide some benefit for my given sport that makes it worth the potential added side effects.
Hmm.
That's sort of my thought process when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Hmm. Agreed.
All
Yeah, and
right.
that shot hits hard too.
It's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of pip to that
So
too.
so are shots of tequila, but
My days are over on those.
yeah, I don't know. I mostly just stick with longer acting esters and stuff that's well tolerated and not going to cause me a bunch of side effects, and just play I think a lot of times guys are looking for shortcuts when it comes to this stuff, and bodybuilding is really about playing the long game.
Hmm. Well, again, if you're looking to make an improvement on like a weak body part and you're using Tesnoester, I think there's maybe a couple other boxes you can check first when it comes to training, nutrition, and maybe some other anabolic options first.
Yeah.
before you use that. That's just going to give you better results and less side effects in the long run. So I got nothing against it. It's just not my go-to.
It has an application. It's that, once again, tool in the toolbox. It's a more obscure tool. It's not one I would pull out on a regular basis. But it has some application in some situations. All right, what do we got next?
Next one is from Zionic. Have you guys ever personally used or had clients use T2? If so, what kind of results or drawbacks have you seen compared to T3 or just letting thyroid regulate naturally?
I've never once heard of anybody using T2 ever.
Yeah,
I think it barely does anything. From what I recall. Like it's very insignificant in that whole axis.
Yeah, I don't have any experience with T2 to be honest. T3, yes, but
Diothyronine. I just don't see where it has any application. So the answer is no.
Yeah.
I've never heard of anybody using it.
Neither. No, I haven't either. Yeah. All right. From Donnie, what increases insulin sensitivity more, Retta or MOTS-C? As far as I know, MOTS-C does not have an impact on insulin sensitivity, does it?
A mild one, if I recall correctly. I need to look that one up real quick.
Well, while you look that up, Tanya said that she used T2 to bring up thyroid and it did not do much. So,
yeah.
Nick, if it was good, everyone would be on it. True.
Why in the world did ChatGPT just speak to me in French?
Oui, oui.
What the hell? It's not understand. I don't know. It's doing weird stuff. I'm pretty sure I remember reading that it does have an effect on insulin sensitivity. I know it affects mitochondrial function. As part of that yeah, I mean, it does have an effect on AMPK, which can affect insulin sensitivity. I had a whole thing.
Yep.
I had a whole thing up the other day about people running MOTS-C year round, and it kind of got people stirred up a little bit. But it does lower mTOR and increase AMPK, which makes me wonder if it's not the greatest thing to be doing in the off season when you're trying to grow muscle.
Yeah, interesting.
I mean, it's you want to do the exact opposite when you're trying to grow muscle. You want to raise mTOR and lower AMPK. But I'm by no means a MOTS-C expert. Yeah, but yes, it says that MOTS-C does tend to increase insulin sensitivity, not directly.
It's kind of, I would assume that it has a much milder effect than Retta, since the GLP-1 medications are far more targeted toward diabetic population. Yeah. All right. Next one is from Tar Heel Prime, our favorite from Larry. Anyone hungrier on a high day? Ended up around 1,200 grams of carbs and ravenous all day. Is it just the complete elimination of fat and lower protein? No sugary carbs. He did all complex carbs.
It's insulin, baby. Insulin makes you hungry.
Yeah. I think that's universally true. That's also why I don't want, you don't want a high day because you're going to be hungrier.
Yeah, I see that pretty common with people. And yeah, it's probably from the excretion of all that insulin all day, just getting you a little hungrier. And then the following day, you're hungry as well after a high day. That's better than no food. It's better than not refeeding.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So yes, Larry, you're not alone. We all want more carbs after carb day, even if they're healthy carbs. All right. Another one from Zionic. As a client working with a coach, how should I handle days where I overindulge a little, causing the scale increase? Do I just log it and move on, or should I expect the coach to adjust things right away?
No, coach is not. I just tell people just get back on track. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah, if your coach
no,
is trying to chase one in overindulgence, it's like you're going to lose that battle every time.
you can't make up for a shit day. It just doesn't work that way.
No,
I just
it's
tell
a
people
bad
get back
habit
on
to
track,
break.
get back on and yeah, it ends up to it would it lead. Honestly, I think where the path it leads down to is disordered eating,
Mhm.
where people will binge and then starve themselves and binge and then
Yep.
starve themselves.
Mm.
I don't want to kind of set people up for that roller coaster.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, just be honest with your coach. I mean, and a subtle, I mean, as my coach would always remind me as well, and you remind yourself, especially as a woman, I can tend to have probably bigger weight swings on the scale than most men do because hormones and water and everything just are more natural with women. You have to remind yourself that like it's not permanent. The scale is literally just measuring how your relation to gravity in that moment. You could drink a gallon of water and the scale could go up. So be honest with your coach. If your coach is reflexively like adjusting your diet every time you overindulge, then that's a bigger conversation to have. But I'm with Paul. Like if you're, it leads to a cycle of like punishment from eating and then like disordered eating, and just that's a slippery slope.
Yeah, I worked with a coach in the past. When I would tell him I'd slip up, he would be like, do an hour of cardio for 2 days. Like it was like putting me in the corner.
Right. And
Somewhere. And
Tanya
I'm
just
just
said
like,
that.
yeah,
Just makes you feel like you're making up for something.
that's, I don't know. To me, that's just a very disordered approach to things. And in fact, I don't want to even engage people when that happens. I'll just tell people, look, I can't make changes unless you're compliant, right? So
Yeah.
until you're compliant, everything stays the same. So
So Nick, yeah, I wouldn't see it as balancing the checkbook. I mean, if you're a lifestyle client and you're just trying to reach like weekly totals, then that's one thing. Like having a big meal and then perhaps just like eating a little bit less the next day if you're trying to reach like a weekly target. But if you're a competitor and you're constantly like overindulging and then thinking you can cardio it off to like balance your checkbook, it's not. You need to figure out what's going on there. That's a deeper issue, I think.
yeah, I think Josh is right on the nail, hitting the nail on the head. It's just going to lead to you having an eating disorder. And look, everybody screws up. Nobody's perfect. I believe me, I screw up all the fucking time, except the contest prep. Then I'm locked in. But it happens. I just, you just be honest with your coach about it. Hey, I was a little off on this day. If I don't see any, and what, it's funny. Like I'll have guys go on vacation, and they're like, they think I'm going to tell them that they need to be on their diet, and I'm like, just enjoy yourself, man. If you're not on contest prep, you go on a vacation, just eat reasonable.
Yeah.
And then a lot of times I'll find when people go on vacation, they have increased step count anyway. So they're going to be burning more calories. And most of that 1 week of eating off plan, most of it just washes off within a week anyway. The weight increase is usually just from the extra sodium in the food, and it usually washes off. But if you're eating so damn much that you need to make up for it, then there's some psychological things that need to be addressed.
Yeah. And a big part of what we're doing too as coaches is trying to reinforce these good habits too. And we're building routine, we're building repetitive things that we know that are going to steer us towards the progress that we're aiming for over a week's time. So, if you do have an off day and then you make up for it the next day, you're developing kind of habits and in a new routine that's not conducive to success. So like, that's not what you want to be doing. If anything, I usually tell people just forget about it. You had an extra donut, you had a piece of grandma's pie, whatever, and you moved on, and let's get back on track. And it's just as simple as that, out of your mind.
But Tanya's right. Be honest about it, because I have had those situations where people are afraid to tell me.
Yeah.
And hey, what's up, Scott?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Yeah, I've had those situations where people are afraid to tell me, and then I keep lowering calories, and they're not improving, and they look, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And then I can only accurately dial somebody in if I have or efficiently dial somebody in if I have accurate data.
Yeah.
If I don't have accurate data, I'm going to assume that something's wrong. There's something broken with your metabolism. We need to do more cardio. There's things like that. But yes, she is right about that.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you don't
Yeah.
think for a second, your coach, if you get a good coach, isn't going to notice week after week something's off, you're wrong. So you might as well just be straightforward. There's nothing worse than I know something's off. You don't tell me anything. You lie and you make me do 5 times the amount of work and investigating I have to. When you could just tell me that, you know, you screwed up on your diet for the week or whatever.
You know what always tells the truth for me on check-in pics? This is a little trick I learned from Justin, is the legs. I can always see it when people fuck up. I can see like the extra water retention in the legs. They lose, legs get blurred out. Legs look a little soft, a little watery.
Yeah.
That's always the first place I can see it.
Yeah. How you been, Scott? It looks like you got boxes behind you. You guys are getting ready to move soon, aren't you?
Yeah, we are. We're moving Thursday, so we're in deep packing mode.
Where are you moving?
Really
to?
soon.
Moving across the river, still in basically New York City. We're moving to Hoboken, New Jersey. So
I'm very familiar with Hoboken. I spent some time up there.
Oh, really? When
Yep.
when you were working in IT or
College.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be a lot better than where we are now. I mean, my wife would love to stay here, but the train here that we have to take into the city is awful. And I'm just kind of sick of Brooklyn. So Hoboken's really nice. It's like, reminds me a lot of like Back Bay in the South End in Boston, or even Cambridge. It's a little more chill. And yeah, we're excited. We're switching from like a walk up to a doorman building, which will have like a pretty decent gym in it, actually, has like a full techno gym line in the building, which will be really nice. And we'll have like a balcony, we'll have view of the water. So yeah.
Nice. Yeah, having a gym in your building, especially if it's at least decent enough, like on days when it's like a blizzard or something outside, you know, just being able to get that workout in is clutch. I mean, I appreciate that. My building has a very small but acceptable gym for like a need to squeeze in a workout with the gym is closed or if I can't get there or whatever. So that is really handy.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. I think they even have dumbbells up to like 100 or 120 in a building gym, which is crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
I don't know who's using them, but
yeah. Somebody
you don't usually see that in an apartment building gym.
Mine go up to 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have I live in a community, but we have a fitness center in my community. I do use it occasionally. Used to go down there and do cardio, but I have a collection of cardio equipment in my house now that I don't use. I have a treadmill, I have a elliptical machine.
I feel like a lot of people have that.
I just look at it. I last year during contest prep, I had the great idea that I was going to spend, many thousands of dollars on a high-end elliptical machine that I was going to use daily when I got into the off season, and I've used it once.
Wow.
One time.
I love the elliptical. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I like the elliptical too. It's the only thing that doesn't hurt my knees.
I just switched. I think I was making a mistake this prep, doing the elliptical instead of the stair machine. I've always done stair machine on prep. And I was like, I think this elliptical is working for me. And don't think it was. I switched back to the stair machine this week. And I'm like, yeah, this was what needed to have happened when I started.
Was it just not hard enough?
Oh man, my legs just hold a lot of fat. And I'm like, my upper body will get like super lean and I'm still holding just like a ton of fat on my legs. And I was just so frustrated. I'm like, why am I holding like so much fat on my legs? Like I'm doing sprints this prep. I'm doing tons of other stuff this prep. And my legs just were not leaning out. And I'm like, because I work hard on the elliptical. Like I'm doing like a 9 mile an hour pace on the elliptical, but it's just, for me at least, I need to burn it out on those stairs. I mean, it's just.
I never made my legs look worse than when I used the stairs. I completely lost my legs when I did the stairs on prep one time. I just completely blew them out. It's funny because I noticed like young guys can beat themselves up on the stairs, and it's like some guys just get better, but like it seems like the masters competitors, if I put them on stairs, they already struggle with legs anyway. Masters guys, it just makes them look worse. With Masters guys, I just been having them walk for prep, for the most part, or elliptical, walk or elliptical. But and then it's you can get away with a lot more with the younger guys. You can press people harder. But I know a lot of seems like most bikini competitors use the elliptical. That seems to be what they use.
Yeah,
This bikini competitor is hitting the stairs.
I mean, sorry, stairs, not elliptical, stairs.
I live in a neighborhood called Park Slope, so it's on a pretty steep incline, and so I still wake up at 5 a.m. naturally from prep, and I'll just go out and walk my dogs for like 35 minutes as fast as I can, and that's basically my cardio for the day right now.
Oh, that's nice. But you're moving into your off season, so that's that is
already,
a good thing.
Already 20 pounds up from stage.
Wow. How do you feel?
Done with food already.
No. Oh, but you have to eat so much.
Yeah, I'm already at like 6,000 calories daily. So
yeah, you look at your body was ready to soak it up.
Yeah. I feel fat, but the pictures say otherwise, and my coach just keeps adding food. So whatever.
I feel like a healthy bit of body dysmorphia is always appropriate for a bodybuilder.
Yeah,
it's part of the gig.
Yeah,
it's just how it goes. Yeah, I have the opposite problem. I always feel small.
Yeah.
That's the curse of being a bodybuilder. You'll never be big enough or small.
I've been prepping a lot of people. I think I prepped close to 50 people this year, but there's always two types on prep, and I have to save both of them from themselves. Is the guy that thinks he's getting flat, and then the dude that thinks he's not lean enough. And it's like it's usually the truth is always in the middle somewhere.
Yeah,
I get both. Although I'm guilty on prep of pushing myself too hard. That's been my issue in the past of not thinking I'm lean enough. That's always been a problem with me in the past. And
this is why you also have a coach.
Justin gets aggressive with the food. I wish he was on today, but yeah, Justin definitely gets aggressive with the food.
Yeah,
he keeps people fed.
I feel like you must have collected some pretty interesting data this year, Paul, with all the people you've prepped.
Yeah, it's been. I think largely I've had good results. There's been a few that I wish would have turned out better. I tell you, the biggest piece of data I collected this year on prep is that every fucking bit of Masteron out there is fake.
Yeah,
that was the biggest thing I collected. So
that's funny. I'm using it right now, and I tested it. It's real.
Yeah, I had a bunch of people with fake Masteron this year.
I've seen it.
Yeah, it's the wild thing that I've really, and then I did that mentorship with AJ this year. But the wild thing that I really saw, over the last 2 years, I probably prepped over 100, close to 100 people, I guess, over the last 2 years.
Wow.
But the biggest thing I can tell you is that no two people are the same. I mean, it's every prep is fucking different for every person, even from person to person, from prep to prep, it's different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What worked last year might not work this year, and you really, really have to be willing to not be stubborn with your approach and pivot when you need to pivot.
Yeah,
I think I've gotten better at this year, and because I'm a very organized and analytical person, and I like having a game plan laid out and spreadsheet for the whole thing, and it should work based on this protocol, but sometimes it doesn't, and you have to be willing to try some wacky shit, and that was definitely what I learned from AJ. And that dude's like the prep rain man. He just like can look at somebody's picture and said, yeah, we need to do this and this and this week. But yeah, it's been fun. I mean, because I've kind of thrown myself into that since I can't really train. That's been where my kind of my time has been spent, that and playing video games.
Sounds productive.
Tanya wants to know, Paul, if you would ever consider offering a mentorship.
Yeah, I thought about it. Like, I don't feel like where people need help is in the actual coaching part of it. It's the business part of it. I
Mm.
think that's where people need the most help. They don't understand the business aspect of it.
I feel like you're an expert there, though.
Yeah, I feel like that's more where my area of expertise is. I could help people grow their businesses. I've run multiple businesses over the years, and this is a business at the end of the day. But I mean, really, I guess there's definitely a lot to learn, but I wouldn't say I'm the best at it. I think I've gotten better. I still have some room to grow. Definitely a lot of room to grow, but that's always part of the journey. But yeah, I think I've thought about it.
I feel like a lot of the modern mentorship programs and courses out there kind of lack that business side.
Yeah, they don't seem to focus on the business side. And I think a lot of people out there that are already coaching and they're actually pretty good at it. They just don't have enough clients.
Yeah.
Well, they got to post more things of, I only have 5 spots left.
Basically everything
today.
that every 18-year-old business growth guru tells you to do is what you shouldn't do.
You shouldn't pose with a Lamborghini and think that people are just going to flock to me.
Oh my God. I get daily. It just cracks me up. I get some 19-year-old kids like, yo, bro, you need to let me help you take your business to the next level.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you how to market yourself. And, I have this killer email campaign that's going to, make you a millionaire. I've helped other coaches, bring in 50 new clients a month. And I'm like, That's funny. You have 300 fucking followers on Instagram. You're an expert at marketing.
I get those emails for the podcast all the time. And it's like, I recorded this, our CEO recorded this custom loom video for you. And it's like an 18-year-old kid is, the CEO. And
yeah.
I
get that all the time. Like the biggest thing I can tell people like with business is it's just basic shit. It's just work your balls off, be honest, have some integrity and be authentic. I think people try to manufacture these identities online that aren't themselves, and then it just comes off as inauthentic and disingenuous, and you may fool a few people with it, but it's just a short-term strategy that doesn't really benefit you long term. It just basically do a really good job, take good care of people, provide a good service, work hard, and be honest and forthright with your content and marketing. And really that's in over time, it's just like bodybuilding. If you just do the basic shit, work hard at it, over time you're going to accumulate more and more success. And it tends to, the way I heard it described to me, I can't remember which business guru it was, but he said it's like trying to roll a snowball down the hill. It takes a lot of effort to get that thing built up, but once it's to a certain size, it's going to have its own gravity and momentum, where it's just going to keep going. But that's typically what the crazy MLM stuff and having levels to shit. Just be honest, just work hard, do a good job for people, have some fucking integrity, and produce results. If you're doing a good job for people, they're going to scream from the highest mountaintop for you on your behalf. I don't really market anything. All my clients fucking tag me and all this shit that I repost. It's just guys tagging me because they're happy with their results, and I just share their stuff on my stories. It's really that simple.
I feel like I have a few close friends who are really, really good coaches who don't market themselves. And like Tommy John is a great example. He's getting much better at it, but for a long time he just didn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, you do have to promote yourself, but when you do promote yourself, you want this is a good point, Ryan. Have humility and integrity. Yeah, have humility. Yeah, be humble. People don't like. Well, I mean, there are some people that fake alpha stuff works on some people, but it usually just ends up coming crashing down on you at some point. People end up thinking you're an asshole. Just be yourself at the end of the day. Have some integrity, be yourself. Anyway, what do we got up next? Sorry to get on the business rant.
No, it's all right. Let's see. This is a good one. Another one about diet from Oscu S. Could you have dairy products as a main source of protein if you don't get stomach issues? Should they cover the full EAA range? There actually is an Olympian bikini competitor who does most of her protein from cottage cheese and yogurt, and it works well for her. But she does also eat some meat sources as well, just not many. And she preps really well and efficiently, and she's a many year Olympian. But I think for especially bigger guys, I think that would be a challenge just with the amount you need to eat. And I do think you would end up your balance of aminos would definitely get thrown off if you were just consuming dairy.
I'd say, and Paul, you mentioned it too, having one of your meals per day be Greek yogurt.
Yeah, I do that. Yeah,
really, I do that too. I really like that.
Yeah,
most people seem to tolerate Greek yogurt pretty well. I feel like on the spectrum of dairy, it's like one of the most well tolerated.
Basically, no lactose in it, right? If I recall correctly, you would know, Amy.
Oh, it has a lot of lactose, but it also is it's because it's more concentrated. You get a lot more protein per serving, and there's lower lactose because it is less whey. They kind of strain out a lot of the whey in it. But there is definitely lactose in it still, unless you're buying specific lactose-free yogurt.
I also get, I'll do, like, I used to do some, haven't been doing high days lately, but I used to do milk when my high days, and I get the Fairlife lactose-free milk for that. It's like there's basically the lactose-free, fat-free, there's basically like almost no calories in it. And it seems
makes it good Ninja Creamy.
Yeah, it seems my stomach seems to tolerate it well.
Yeah,
I gotta switch headphones for a second. Mine are dead.
Loves chocolate milk. All right.
Do you still get people in your nutrition practice who consider eggs dairy?
No, I don't. I do think it's funny though that people consider eggs dairy.
Yeah.
No, they are not. They are not the milk of any animal. Like they're an embryo. Like they're like, yeah. No, they are definitely not. We have another one that was kind of piggybacking. Scott, you missed it. We were talking about refeeds earlier and like feeling hungrier on a refeed day or a high carb day. And AJ asked, after a refeed, is it normal to feel even worse? And he had a second part, but I think I must not have saved it. But he feels like, I would say it depends on what you mean by worse, but definitely normal to feel a reflexive hunger for sure.
Yeah. You can also, like, there's a concept of, in general, when you're in a high stress state and you alleviate some of that stress, your body kind of relaxes and adrenaline decreases, cortisol decreases, and you can feel a lot worse. It's like, you know, how every student gets sick after finals are over, and how, like, if you've been training super hard and then you take a day off, sometimes you feel worse because the fatigue like catches up to you. I feel like that kind of applies to diet as well and refeeds.
You always see it with contest prep. Dudes get sick after shows.
Yeah.
You ever notice that?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they always get sick like the week after a show.
Yeah. There are people, one of the questions that I ask, when I do intakes for nutritional therapy clients is about, kind of their history of getting sick or how many times a year they get sick. And people who are like, oh, I never get sick. I haven't been sick in 10 years. But they're also that type of person that's running like 1,000,000 miles an hour all the time. Like, well, yeah, because your body is like so depleted and stressed out. So some of that too, it's like that reflexive, like you almost have that like cortisol dump at the end of a show. And like your body finally feels like almost safe enough to let its, barriers down a little bit. Like there's a part of like exercising your immune system like anything else that you kind of, you want it to be functional when it needs to be. So like getting sick occasionally is not the worst thing ever. So but yeah, when you're on prep, Paul, you got sick during prep, but it is rare that you hear somebody getting sick during prep. It's usually right after.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had COVID. like 2 weeks out from my show last year.
Yeah.
I wanted to touch on Tanya's thing real quick. This is another. I'm going back to the business rant real quick, but
Yep.
Tanya had a. Let's see. Oh no, it was Nick. Sorry, is that
Oh, sorry. I just.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm just disenchanted with the whole marketing process. I'll tell you, this is something I can't remember. Maybe it was Alex Hormozy I heard this from. But this has always been kind of my approach to marketing myself, is to give all your information away for free and then charge for your time. You know, and try to put, it's like I see a lot of people out there that are real gimmicky with their content to try to encourage people to engage with them, and like are holding back sharing information, thinking that somehow is going to benefit them to not not be forthcoming with everything that they know. I used to do it when I would do IT consulting. I'd go in and sit down with a meeting with a client. I wouldn't charge for an initial meeting, and I'd sit down and just tell them an entire strategy of how I wanted to lay things out, rather than giving them a sales pitch. And I would put all the information out there for free, and I just found I got, it's the same thing with the stuff I do for bodybuilding. Basically everything I know and I've learned is up on YouTube for free. And try to be informational and helpful with your content, and I think that will and be authentic. I think ultimately that'll get you more business than trying to have some sort of crazy strategy and just being disingenuous with shit, holding things back.
Yeah.
Very true. All right.
There's a pretty crazy classic physique result at the show yesterday.
I didn't see the results from the show.
Yeah, so there was this San Antonio show that was absolutely stacked.
Yeah.
And there's this guy, Andy P. I don't know his full last name, but he won 3 classic physique shows in a row.
Oh, yeah.
Which is,
I know what you're talking about.
Insane. And he's like shredded. He looks amazing. He's pretty tall too. He's like almost 6 foot. And he's qualified for the Olympia, obviously, because he won 3 shows. So he was going to come in and, presumably win this show to try to get in for next year, get ahead of the new point system. And this show was stacked, like 20 or 30 classic guys, a lot of really top guys. And he got 5th at this show. And he looked his best ever. So it's not like he missed. And Anton, that 21-year-old kid, he got 2nd, and it was a really close 2nd. So that was really cool.
Rudvadev won.
Yeah, the guy who won looked incredible too, obviously.
I'm probably mispronouncing his name. Let's see if I can find him. I never even heard of this guy. I don't keep up with classic that much. Yeah. Andy, if I can read this, Paredes.
Yeah, that's him.
There's just so many good athletes in classic physique now.
This Anton kid is going to go very far if he can keep his head on straight.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing this guy. He's this Andy dude. Yeah. What a crazy waist! Holy shit.
Yeah. He's only like 25.
Wow.
Your physique just has he's got a nice little injection lump on his glute. I see it over there on the left.
This guy's definitely going to go into open at some point.
Very nice polish.
Is it a requirement to have a mustache to compete in classic physique? I'm just asking.
Oh, since the days of C-Bum.
The mullet and the mustache, so overdone.
It's funny when you go to local shows, like when there's so many C-Bomb clones.
Yeah. Do you see the kid's front lat spread though? I mean, there's not a single gap in his pose. He's got some pretty good lats for a classic guy.
Yeah, I mean, he looks great. I mean, that's an amazing physique.
Yeah, so he got 5th after winning 3 shows in a row.
That's wild.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's how deep that class is.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm trying to find this Kylo. Sorry, if I can. I'm blind. I need to get new glasses. I can't even read this. Kyryllo. I'm totally old manning it right now. Here he is. I'm going to give him a follow. He's got 185,000 followers, and I didn't even know who he was.
I wonder what nationality he is.
I mean, that sounds like an Eastern European name.
Yeah, I know Anton's Ukrainian, so it would be pretty funny if they were both Ukrainian. Something in that water.
Wow, that dude looks great.
Oh, yeah, he's shredded.
Gleb
Yep.
says he's Ukrainian.
Another Ukrainian.
Man, it's a beautiful poser too.
Oh,
Man, all the crap that's going on over there, and you're able to get yourself in shape for a show.
yeah.
Right? Makes you feel like no one else has any excuses.
Yeah. Like, what's your excuse, dude?
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
You're in the middle of a war, and you can get yourself in shape for a show and win a show.
So balanced, too. He's so proportionate.
Wow, he's got
Yeah, his posing is really smooth.
Yeah.
really good. He really knows how to kind of just move through his transitions really efficiently too.
Oh, but he's
Look
in
at
the
that.
most muscular in classic. Naughty.
I've never understood the most muscular in classic. It's kind of funny.
Apparently he's got a pretty prolific YouTube channel.
Oh, he's in the U.S.
Yeah.
I'm sure he still has family over there. It must be tough.
Wow,
Yeah.
look at that.
Yeah, great
I
condition.
love the background there at San Antonio. I don't understand promoters doing orange and red backgrounds when everybody is tan. It's like the worst. Some of my favorite pictures from one of my shows, they had a really cool, it was almost like a steel blue and black background, and it was the best pictures. Like, who picks orange and red for a background of a bodybuilding
He kind of
show?
looks like he's on fire.
Yes.
Dark colors, black works the best.
Yeah.
How's your prep going?
So far, so good. I mean, I feel I'm a little behind on my conditioning, but I'm doing what I can to try to make up for it. And I think I'll be acceptable for this first show, and then I'll really, try to make up in 3 weeks to get on stage again for New England's and just tighten things up. That's kind of my main concern is the second show. But
where are the 2 shows?
Connecticut's the first one in New Haven or
Okay.
East Haven, and then Boston for the second one.
What's
David?
What's
Go
the
ahead.
venue in Boston?
It's the New England Championship. It's at the Royale Theater.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know.
It's not at the strip club this year?
Nope.
Yeah,
Last people, but no strip club.
Last year it was at like a nightclub. It was the weirdest venue I've ever seen for a bodybuilding show.
Really?
Yeah.
Which nightclub?
It is the same place. Yeah, the Royale Theater.
I had my 21st.
Oh, is that the same place?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were serving drinks at the back. Yeah, that was the strangest venue I've ever seen and then like they had a balcony where that was the backstage area.
Yeah.
They had a bar at a bodybuilding competition?
Yeah,
It's like a club. It's like it's like a nightclub. I had my 21st birthday there, actually.
Oh my gosh.
It was the
Small
most bizarre
world.
setup I've ever seen for a bodybuilding show.
Yeah, it's unique and it's different. The crowd really gets into that show, but it's it's different. There's a bar out back. There's dance floor, and it's kind of interesting.
That's funny. Is the whole crowd like drunk?
No, they're pretty well behaved. The suck part is for finals. So prejudging, you can go in and then they wipe everybody out and make you come back in for finals again. because that's when they're serving alcohol and they have to
Card you.
take everyone. Yeah, they have to take everyone out, bring you back in, and card you again. It's stupid.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
But it's fun. It's a fun show. It's not the most comfortable venue, but it's fun.
The crowd, that was the most enthusiastic crowd I've ever seen at a local bodybuilding show. Bostonians love themselves some bodybuilding. People are like talking and yelling, and I'm like, wow, people love it. Love this shit up here.
Yeah, they go crazy for it there.
They're all hammered.
Hammered
Could do
Bostonians.
it.
Yeah.
You want to get one or more two questions in, and then I'm going to go watch some football and do some check-ins.
Yes, let's just rapid fire someone or some. I'm sorry, guys, my prep brain. Here's an easy one from Zionic. From a coach's perspective, how do you know when a client is just being honest about a one-off versus a real pattern you need to address? Kind of covered this. Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty clear. Like if I'm making constant changes and you're getting worse, we're not making progress. I know what works and what doesn't work, and it's pretty clear to me when people aren't following.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not trying to throw you under the bus, Ionic, but it sounds like if you're having a trouble adhering to your plan with your coach, I mean, the first thing to do is just have a discussion with them. I mean, they're there to help you, and they're going to try to find a solution. You know, I never really yell at anyone for any reason whatsoever, get on their backside about adherence. It's their progress to be had. So if you're kind of beating around the bush, maybe have a talk with your coach, and there could be an easy solution you haven't thought of.
Yeah, there are some coaches that are disciplinarian and authoritarian about it. I'm not that guy. I take your data, I give you feedback, I provide you what I think the plan should be. But if you need me to kick you in the ass, I'm not that dude. In fact, it irritates me when I have to motivate people. I get very fucking pissy about it. I'm like, dude, you're spending all this money. You should be on top of your shit, right? And if you don't want to be on top of your shit, then that's on you.
Yeah, Tanya made a good point. Good coach meets you where you're at, even if you're on the floor. Like they'll
there
help
you go.
But only if you're honest, and that's the big part of it. All right, from Thomas Adams, what are the risks of a high-fat diet while using gear?
Really shitty lipids, cardiovascular disease. Yeah. I mean, when you're taking PEDs, you're already going to have lipid skewing, and a lot of it's genetics. I definitely have gone down the lipid rabbit hole lately because I'm doing genetic testing for my own dyslipidemia, and a lot of it is genetic. But if you're already genetically predisposed to dyslipidemia and you're eating a high saturated fat diet on top of taking PEDs, which further skew lipid metabolism, you're going to have problems. The biggest risk factor for PED users is cardiovascular disease, simple, or cardiovascular events, heart attacks, strokes, clots, blocked arteries. And I think if you're eating a diet most people, I would say most guys that I run to that come to me for coaching, they're eating way too many saturated fats, not enough essential fatty acids. And we need to rebalance things. I'm not a no fat guy. I eat the right kind of fats type of guy when it comes to diets. But most people vastly overeat, and it's just a Western problem, vastly overeat saturated fats. And you're going to have even further problems because PEDs are going to have, everybody on PEDs for the most part has some elevation in blood pressure. Everybody has some lipid skewing. There's a certain degree of lipid skewing that's just going to happen no matter what. You just suppressed HDL, increased LDL. Although a lot of that now, that equation has changed with the addition of GLP-1s. They seem to correct a lot of the dyslipidemia. But, yep.
Well, we're also tailoring our diet to the goal of bodybuilding. So if we're introducing gear, we obviously have some sort of physique goal driven by our diet. So we should probably be focusing our diet around that goal. And I don't see many scenarios where high fat's going to really benefit the bodybuilder in too many senses, other than maybe some scenarios where that's the calorie of choice in a caloric deficit. Maybe you want to keep carbs low for some reason, increase a little bit of fat and protein for some reason or another. But yeah, I don't really see any use of running your fats high.
I also bring the point up, like, and this is something that most guys can't answer when I challenge them on this. Like, what exactly does a lot of saturated fats contribute to hypertrophy?
Oh, it doesn't.
It contributes nothing.
Yeah.
Right. You're only increasing risk of dyslipidemia by eating a ton of saturated fats. I'm not saying that if you're eating lean protein sources, you're going to keep your saturated fats low just by the sake of your food choices. But anyway, that's kind of my rant on that.
Yeah, sourcing matters. I mean, I think that's been the theme of most of our talk about diet today, is that sourcing does matter. I mean, if you're getting saturated fat from like beef versus saturated fat from like processed carbs that have tons of added saturated fat in them, or like tasty cakes, totally different kind of saturated fat.
Yeah.
I'm getting some weird feedback. Are you guys hearing that?
Sounds like a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that's me. My wife's vacuum.
Oh.
I'll go on mute.
It's a vacuum cleaner.
It is a vacuum cleaner. All right, let's get one more in and then we'll go.
Okay, and gosh, guys, you guys asked great questions, Dave. So I'm sorry we can't get to all of them. I have like 15 more start, but let's.
I want to comment on this real quick, Paul. Your permaculture video was a huge part of me overcoming my eating disorder and actually starting to look like a bodybuilder. I always think, yeah, glad I could help, man. That's good to hear. Glad
awesome.
You're on the right track now.
That is awesome. All right. Let's do this one from Bobby Brenna. Any true benefits to a nitric oxide supplement besides pump enhancement? Some proclaimed fat burning enhancements in theory, but wanted our opinion. And I think the theory behind that would be that if you were increasing oxygen saturation to any area, right, fatty areas do tend to be a little bit like blood flow restricted or oxygen deprived. So that could potentially be driving more oxygen to these areas that were kind of restricted in blood flow. Maybe. I think the amount you'd have to take would be pretty extreme, and there's probably better ways to target fat loss. What do you guys think?
There supposedly it helps with vascular health, right? I mean, that's the it's going to help with endothelial health to a certain degree. But there are other things you can do for that to increase your own nitric oxide production. It's the reason why I think it's the main benefit of why guys take Cialis, right? Because it increases nitric oxide production and helps with endothelial health, helps keep your arteries healthier. There are other things that do it too. You know, some of the, I think if I recall correctly, Nebivolol helps a tad with it. So does Telmisartan. Eating a diet with EFAs can help as well. Beets. It does have an help prevent arthrosclerosis. I mean, there are other, vascular health. I mean, yeah, there are other health benefits.
Yeah. And Josh is correct. Nitric oxide is what gives the penis what it needs. So that's why I like treatments that I do a treatment called the Duo. It's an electroshock therapy treatment that's what it does. It creates like endothelial stimulation to help with erections. So it does work. Nitric oxide works. Yeah.
All right, folks. I think that's all we got for you today. I'm going to go watch some football. Hopefully my Commanders haven't completely pooped the bed. We'll see what's going on with the backup quarterback in, and we appreciate each and every one of you. We will see you on the next episode. Adios, folks.
Have a great week.